The 1990s may be long gone, but the fashion trends of that decade may still have a pulse. Well, some of them at least. WSJ off-duty men's fashion editor Jacob Gallagher is here to discuss how skateboarding fashion from the 90s is actually influencing high-end menswear. So tell us, skateboarding, high-end menswear doesn't seem like a natural pairing. Which are these designers that are doing this, and what are they up to?
Well, we're seeing it actually in a variety of different designers. There's avant-garde designers like Tim Coppens. There's a brand called OAMC that's a New York designer that's now based in Paris. They're kind of more leaning toward avant-garde clothes, more creative, more loud, colorful, that is skate influenced in a way that's similar to kind of the graphic tees, the louder neon colors that we saw throughout the 80s and 90s. But we're also seeing this influence amongst tailored brands. There's a brand called Eidos that actually is done by a New York-based designer, but is an Italian label. It's the younger brand of Isaia, which is kind of a legendary Italian company. And they're creating, I should say, the designer, Antonio Ciongoli, he's a lifelong skateboarder. He talks a lot about it. The clothes are a lot softer, a lot more breathable and open to movement, I would say. And so we're seeing that.
So is this sort of a product of skateboarders from the 80s and 90s growing up, reaching their 30s and 40s and getting into decision-making power here where they can sort of influence the lines?
I would say that's exactly what it is. And it's also, I mean, as we've been talking about for years, men's style is getting increasingly more casual. There's a lot more room now for creative dress. And so skateboarding is just a point of reference that a lot of these guys are very familiar with. And so they're drawing upon it pretty successfully.
So as a child of the 90s in New York myself, I remember if you wore pants, they had to be about 5 sizes too big. Is that, please tell me that's not coming back.
I'm not going to say that it's not coming back, because we're seeing it in a lot of like really progressive designer collections. Tim Coppens has shown a larger pant. Opening Ceremonies label has gotten a little bit. They seem to love the wide pant. People have compared them to Jinkos and said that Jinkos are coming back. I don't know if we're 100% there.
But not, you know, where your belt line is down above your knees, that style.
No, it's honestly, it's just a point of reference. And so I do generally think, though, that we will see a wider pant come back. That's kind of a larger story. That's another story that we're seeing. But the skateboard influence on pants, I mean, baggier pants, we have seen them now. But
some aspects of skateboarding fashion have really kind of never gone out of style. You know, I think of footwear, things like Vans. You know, they've kind of, you know, stood the test of time. Is that true, would you say?
Yeah, I wish you could actually see. I'm wearing Vans slip-ons today, and I think that that's something that I grew up skateboarding. I never got rid of them. It's also interesting. Just last week was New York Fashion Week here in New York, and looking around at what editors are wearing, a lot of them were wearing $50, $60 Vans and wearing them to fashion shows. And even we've seen a few designers on the runway show Vans paired with their looks. Vans are the kind of thing, they're very easy to wear, and I shouldn't just say Vans, other skate shoes as well. That influence is really still there, and as you said, it's really never gone away.
So this is men's fashion. Is there any chance any of those 90s sort of skater fashion, I know you work in men's fashion, could reach women as well?
I think yes, but in a much less significant way. I would say if you're looking for that influence, just, again, look to the footwear. Brands like Celine, brands like Isabel Marant, they've been really famous recently for doing riffs on Vans that are $700 instead of being $70. Obviously, you have to, you know, be able to afford them.
Right.
But they do, you know, that influence is clearly there. So I'd be curious to see if the wide leg pant comes back for women. But
well, we'll see. We'll see. Well, thank you so much, Jacob.